I promise you, dude, you do not need massive hands to reach every difficult note on the fretboard, so why is it such a struggle at the beginning? Having the reach and dexterity to play all the awesome riffs and licks that you want to can seem like a physical impossibility when you start playing, but you'll be happy to know that it really is something that you can make huge gains immediately with, and it's something that I've spoken to tons of new players about in my 20 odd years with the guitar. Let me show you something to prove it. This is Dean Lamb, and he plays some insane guitar parts with his band Archspike. And he plays that stuff with pretty small hands. Look.
Whose hands are bigger?
Mine.
Bro, I cannot win, dude. I mean, come on.
Bro, maybe yours. Hard to tell.
Yeah, hands are bigger.
No!
Wait.
We're in Tiny Hand Club.
My hand's bigger than mine. Fuck. I mean, if
They're a bit bigger.
God damn it.
Size doesn't matter.
Oh, that's nice.
It's the motion of the penis.
Also, Dean, if you ever see this, I hope you don't mind me sharing that. It all comes down to a few super easy adjustments to your technique and a couple of simple exercises that I'm going to show you now. When you grab your guitar and start playing, it's super easy to just think about what's going on at the front of the neck, how you're fretting, hitting the right notes, that sort of thing. And that makes sense, but when it comes to your reach, what's going on at the back of the neck is just as important. If you think about your fretting handle like a car, your fingers are the steering, but your thumb is the steering wheel, and you can only go straight for so long without needing to turn.
Don't you blame it on sunshine, don't blame it on the moonlight. Ah! Fuck! Oh, yeah.
Reach is all about thumb position. The thing that you see all the time with new players is that their thumb is way too far up the back of the neck, usually peeking over the top or sometimes reaching round like somebody's going to try and steal the guitar at any second. The big problem with this is that it actually reduces the physical reach of your fingers and the amount of space they've got to move. Disclaimer, if you've got fucking massive hands like Paul Gilbert, then this probably won't be so much of an issue for you. Try this instead. Lightly fret any note you want on the lowest string of the guitar, and then start to bring your thumb up just so it's peeking over the edge of the fretboard. If you want to see this in the extreme, fully hang your thumb over the top of the board as much as you can. You'll notice that there's almost no space between the bottom of the neck and your palm, and that your palm is facing upwards like you're waiting for the venue to pay you for your last set. And you'll probably be waiting a while because venues are notorious for not paying. This is the kind of fretting hand position that you just don't want to do because it's going to cause you so many problems with your reach. Now dude, with the same note fretted, bring your thumb down to around the centre line at the back of the neck, maybe just above, and notice just how much has changed. Now there's absolutely tons of space between the bottom of the neck and your palm. Your palm is angled more outwards, and just aside from that, your hand should feel so much more relaxed. That's exactly what we're looking for, and to make it even better, adjust your hand so it's at even more of an upwards angle. Basically, it really is as simple as going from this to this. When you're fretting notes, it's best to think about it like you're gently pinching the string between your thumb and finger rather than like absolutely gripping the neck to press down as hard as you can on the string. One thing that you see a lot in new players is instead of this like good pinching shape, new players will anchor their thumbs like all the way out this way like they're trying to hitch a ride somewhere.
What a thumb you got on you there. There's a story behind there, isn't it?
You want to know about my thumb, dear boy?
If you do that with your thumb angled absolutely miles away from the fret that you want to play, can you feel just how much tension there is across your hand? If you want hand problems, then that's how you get them. And a bonus tip about thumb position before we get into the next problem that absolutely kills your reach. You should always be aiming to have your thumb somewhere around the centre line at the back of the neck. Maybe it's just a little bit above, maybe a little bit below, but if you pull your thumb all the way to the bottom of the neck, it's like an instant reach hack. If you've got a big chord to play or a big reach down the bottom of the neck, try sliding your thumb really down underneath the board and see how much better it is. Try all this out, see what feels good to you, and then you're ready to move on to the next fix. Another super common pitfall for new players is hand angle when they're playing, and this links in with thumb position because they both affect each other. But to get the best gains, you've got to fix them both. The classic example of this is when you see players who've got their hands off at an angle like this, their fingers are all diagonal, then they're trying to reach notes that they're just never going to get to. Trust me man, the only way that you're ever going to reach those notes with your hand at an angle like this is if you can grow your fingers at will. And if you've not got that superpower, then try this instead. Sandwiches. Now, I'm not actually saying that sandwiches can fix your reach, and I'm not just having an outburst because I'm starving. I am, but that's not the point. Imagine you're holding a sandwich in your fretting hand. Now, you can only use one hand because you've got to like text Jennifer Lawrence back or something, I don't know. How you'd hold that sandwich, hand vertical, fingers straight up and a slight curve upwards on your palm, is exactly how you should think about gripping your fretboard, and let me show you why. You're going to try and fret one of my favourite all-time chords that shows up in pretty much all the music I make. There's some links below, shameless plug. A sus2 chord. It's like two power chords stacked on top of each other and spans over 5 frets, so it's wide-ish, especially for new players. If your hand angle and your thumb position is bad, you cannot fret this chord. It just can't be done. You just cannot get the reach to do it, and you'll be feeling so much strain over your entire hand if you can even get there at all. But when you correct the things that I've already spoken about, you bring your thumb down the back of the neck and you turn your fingers vertically, you can get this chord straight away. It's so much easier. To make getting the correct hand position even easier, there's a couple of little tweaks that you can make to the way that you sit with a guitar. First, bring the neck of the guitar in a little closer to your body, and that makes it much easier to get an upwards angle of attack on the neck rather than like out and an upwards palm. Next, you need to hold the guitar a little bit higher. This might mean getting something like this, a footstool or something else that you can prop your foot up on. Using a stool like this gives you even more room under the neck of the guitar to get underneath the neck rather than like at it. If you play standing, fetch your guitar up on your strap a little bit. Now, I know some people think it's cool to have your strap really low, but remember, Machine Gun Kelly does that, and we should always try and do the opposite of what he does. Lastly, there's a very simple fact that we can't ignore. As a beginner, your hands have just never done a lot of the movements that you need to play guitar. Now, over time, if you just keep practicing, they will get better, but if you want a big boost, try this. Going back to the car analogy, we're going to talk about the engine this time, and your engine is your muscles. Have you ever tried to start a car in freezing cold temperatures? It's not good, is it? Especially if you drive a diesel like I do. They fire up slowly and chug and run a little rough until they've had the chance to warm up. See what I'm getting at? You need to warm up first before you play guitar, but warm-ups don't have to be boring, I promise you. The first thing you should do is make sure you're actually warm. If your room's cold, put a jumper on or turn the heating on. Just make sure the temperature is comfortable to play in. Next, do a few basic stretches, just anything that feels good to you. There's no set best stretch or like stretching routine for guitarists that makes a lot of sense because you're just warming your fingers up, you're not like contorting them. After that, grab your guitar and just play stuff you know that's chill, or just have a little noodle while you have a drink and watch some YouTube for 10 minutes. Your muscle fibers are activated and it's time to stretch them out with something really simple. We're going to take this shape. It's a super simple 3-note per string thing, and we're going to use the way the guitar functions to our advantage by starting on the 9th fret. You've almost certainly noticed this, but the further you get up the neck, the frets get closer together, and the further you get down the neck, the frets get further apart. That means that starting on the 9th fret gives us a good place to get a little stretch in and then a little bit of wiggle room either way. We're just going to play this shape with good hand position, up and down, focusing on keeping our hands as relaxed as possible but getting a clear note. This isn't about speed, so there's no need to rush. Now, if you played along, you will have automatically used your middle finger or your ring finger for the middle notes on that sequence. You probably used the finger that felt easiest for you, and that's totally normal. But this time we're going to run it again, swapping the finger for the other one that you didn't use. So if you used your middle finger for the middle notes last time, use your ring finger this time. Don't worry if it feels weird, dude. Everything does on guitar if you've not done it before. Just run it again using the different finger and then swap it every few times you've completed it. How did that feel? You should have got a bit of a stretch out of it that was comfortable but not all painful. If it did hurt, move the sequence up the fretboard a little bit to make the stretch smaller. If it was easy, move the sequence down the fretboard a little bit to make the stretch bigger. When you find the sweet spot where you're getting a stretch that's comfortable and not painful, that's where you need to spend a few minutes every day when you pick up your guitar. After a few days, that should feel even easier and you're ready to move the sequence down a little bit further. Keep it up, dude, and you'll be at the 1st fret in no time, and you'll never really need more reach than that. Now your left hand is making gains, it's time to look at your right hand because your guitar pick might be causing you problems and you don't even realize. Watch this video next to find out if it is. Thanks for watching, dude. Keep playing. I'll see you in the next one.